Joining us for the latest managerial interview is Joint Manager Jon Underwood. Jon, we said a couple of weeks ago, well maybe a month ago, that you didn't have a good run in the FA Trophy. You've had two very hard draws with Havant and now Eastbourne.
Yeah.
But you've got to be pleased with today.
Yeah,
So
delighted.
all round?
Yeah, delighted. Certainly delighted more, I'd say, with the performance first half than second. I think we found it a tough second half. They are a good side, and we know that. Obviously, it was, I think, 4 weeks ago. We lost 3-1 down there. So they play good football. They've got a real threat going forward. They're a very attacking side. Lots of pace about them. And I think we knew at 2-0 it wasn't done, and one goal changes it. And we only had a couple of minutes at 3-0, so we weren't able to sort of kill the game at that point. And so it stayed wide open, and they had some chances, and I think we had some good chances throughout the game as well. It was quite an open game, to be fair. Cliche, but cup football is about getting in the hat and in the next round, and I thought we stuck in there, and it was a gritty performance, and we're delighted to be in that next round. It's the furthest we've been, myself and Bakes, as we've said. It's not been a kind tournament for us, but we know when you get into this tournament in January and it goes national and you last 32, you do start to look at what could be at the end of it. And we've seen Concord Rangers and Hornchurch and clubs like that get there. So yeah, it's exciting, and we'll look forward to the draw now.
A little bit of a change maybe in formation, a little bit with Alfonso up front on his own, and I mean, keep scoring poacher goals and goals maybe that you wouldn't expect an 18-year-old to score.
No, I think the first goal was brilliant. I mean, it's Scotty's pass, Scotty's vision to pick him out. But Alfonso's just alive. He just was aware of that space in behind and made the run, and Scotty picked him out brilliantly. But you've still got to put it away. And like you said, 18-year-old, he just has that calmness in front of goal. He could have ended up with a couple today. And he's just, I would hate to mark him as a centre-half. I was a centre-half, and he's just that type. He's always on the move. Even the balls in the air, where he's not obviously physically the biggest, he doesn't let them have an easy ride. It's unusual in this league to be able to play with one up front as an 18-year-old, and it says a lot about him that we're confident in him to do that. So, he's doing fantastic. I thought Max was very good today as well. Obviously, he chipped in with a couple of goals, and I thought his all-round game was very good. Really pleased. I said probably didn't control the game as well second half as we would have hoped. I think at times we got a bit stretched, but they are a good team, and they took more and more chances and put more and more people going forward. And I'll mention Michael as well. We got man of the match. I thought Michael was excellent again. He did really well when he came in at Hungerford, and he's done really well again today. I thought some really important saves at important times. It's great to be able to call on someone like that. You can't, as only the big clubs in this league can carry two senior goalkeepers, and obviously we've got Northie and then we've got Michael and George as well. They're both good young keepers, so to be able to call on them and trust them in a game of this size is great for us. So he did really well today.
I guess it's strange, you win in 3-1, you win the game 3-1, but your goalkeeper's man of the match. But I mean, he made that save early on at 0-0.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, he made some cracking saves, one with his foot, from the same player, Hutchinson. Yeah,
I think it just shows you. It probably 3-1 maybe flattered us a little bit, and I think the game was very even. But similarly, if I think back to the game at their place, although we weren't at our best, we had a lot of the ball in that game as well, and they scored at good times. And I don't think that was a 3-1 to them that day, and maybe it wasn't a 3-1 today, but that's football. And we had to take that result on the chin, and they'll have to take today on the chin.
First time that you've scored 3 goals in a game at home in front of a crowd since Billericay back in 2019. Not fond of scoring a lot of goals during games. It's normally very tight, but that third goal just gave you a little bit of a breather space, even if it
for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
No, I think we're probably not going to be a team that's going to go and score 3s and 4s. We are. The run that we're on comes from being hard working and being solid, and it's the hard part as football managers. I think sometimes is to get that balance between being solid and attacking as well. And I think. But I think we've got that at the moment. We are scoring enough goals, but I think we are generally quite solid as a team, and we've got that balance right at the minute. And we're playing two slightly different shapes, but both of them with the aim of being solid. With Scotty sitting in front of the back four, and I think he's been a revelation as well in that position. I think he's been excellent. So no, I think there are teams. You look at maybe your Dorkins and your Ebbsfleets who will sometimes go and smash teams, and they have probably the resources to have players that are absolute, that maybe have that extra bit of quality at times. But we're hard working. We're just an honest, hard working team, and we get our results through being a team and maybe not being free scoring and open as some teams are. And it's not always maybe the best to watch at times, but I think we also play some good football at times. I think we've scored 3 and probably had 3 or 4 other really good chances today, so I'll take that any day of the week.
Next round, are you looking forward to a specific team? You want something like where Dorking had Southend away, or do you not care?
No, do you know what? I want us to go as far as we can in the competition, so I say a winnable game. There's not many easy games when you get to this stage. I haven't seen who's gone through today, and there will probably be 1 or 2 teams from a lower level. But no, I haven't got a preference. There'll be an attraction of maybe getting again, I don't know how teams have got on today, but one of the bigger local sides, an Aldershot or a Woking, someone like that here, if they've gone through, or maybe one of the big, like a Notts County away, someone like that. Those would be big occasions. But for now, I think I want to try and progress in the tournament. I'd like to be here again. And if we can have anyone here, then we'll always fancy ourselves. So, we just want to see how far we can go.
Just want to finish on the news about Warren Harris this week having to retire. It's obviously a player that you and Neil have known well from your days at Godwin, and you brought him here to Slough. Just a quick word, because I think for me, without that knee injury, I think Warren could probably have been here long enough to be close to the record appearance holder at Slough. He's that kind of player, isn't he?
I agree. I mean, he's got 300 and he missed the whole season, and he's the sort of lad. Was he 30? I think we were talking to him. If it wasn't for that knee, I think he's probably got another 5 years in him. He's a naturally fit lad, and I think he would have gone on broken records. He's been brilliant for me and Bakes. We had him at Godalming. We brought him over here. I think it's just him and Guy that have survived from those Godalming days, which seem a long time ago now. He's been tremendously loyal to us, and more often than not, he's been one of the first team names on the sheet, and that's because you know what you're going to get from him week in, week out. He's a cracking attitude, he works hard, he pops up with goals at the back post, the amount of times he's done that, and just the easiest player to manage. Probably count on one hand the number of training sessions he's missed. He just turns up, gets on with it, and absolutely. There's not many players like Warren. He's almost a throwback to an old school player. He's just, and I'm not saying that all the young players are tough to manage, because we've got some great young players here. But he's just been a pleasure to manage. We're really obviously gutted for him. He's gutted. I think he knows he could have gone on longer. But that is football, and he's taken the right decision. And it's more important that he's better on in sort of later life, and with his job, he's a electrician, he's up and down on his knees, and it's the right thing to do. And obviously it was great that he got a good send off today, and I'm sure we'll still see him around. I'm sure he'll come down for some games, because he's very much still part of the group.
Jon, thank you very much. Have a fantastic Christmas.
Thanks, Aid. Thanks, you too.